All right. What is going on, everyone? Guys, gals, aliens, and degenerate crypto enthusiasts, welcome back to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. Now, we have a lot to talk about today, but what we are going to focus on is that we, according to this chart, and the chart is actually my chart. It's a chart that I made that has a collection of ideas from across the macro perspective of a lot of different technical analysis from big accounts, small accounts, medium-sized accounts. But what I've been able to do over the past couple months, maybe even a year, almost 2 years now, but really have been dialing in over the past couple months, especially from January, is to really look at this market in a macro perspective, but then to see where we could be potentially headed. It's not a guarantee, but going off of past data, this chart is just amazing. So it reveals a specific time where we could see a potential peak. Now, I don't want to say that it would be like the peak of this particular cycle. This cycle could be broken, as to see with the institutional adoption that we've had that's been way bigger than any other cycle we've ever had. So I don't even know if it could be continuing after this, quote, peak of 80 days. This is just going off of previous cycles. So this is where I want to bring this area in the chart to your attention, because this is where I think things can get really interesting, is during this time. And we're going to point it out in the charts. But guys, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I know I see the regulars here. We got Headband, we got Eric Espino, we got Mr. Kaisley in the house. Want to give a shout out to all the people that are tuning in today. Just make sure you're sharing this on your social platform, whatever you like to use, X, YouTube, MySpace, I don't know, LiveJournal or something like that. But just make sure you are sharing this and you are inviting your Meemaw, your Peepaw, Papaw, your grandpa, your uncle, your unk, your auntie. I don't care who you get in here, but you got to get them watching crypto live streams, because this is going to be the next big thing. This is why we're doing it. This is why we have a crypto channel. We think that crypto is going to be that next big thing, and this is why the president of the United States is mega bullish on it. And I think that retail is so focused on other things right now that they just have not been able to catch the actual, or at least let me say this in a nice way. They haven't been able to see the writing on the wall, and that's okay. They have like foggy glasses on or something like that, but I really think that retail will start to finally catch on, but it's going to be, I don't know what the catalyst is going to be, because we've had all the correct catalysts to get people back into crypto, to get people interested into crypto, and they're nowhere to be found. Like all the people that are here right now, this is people that were in the previous cycles, old crypto OG people from 2017 that went into the next bull run going into 2020, 2021. They survived the bear market in 2022 to 2023, going into, this pre-bull market Trump pump going into the presidency of President Donald Trump for the second term. And then now the only new people that are in are institutions. It's institutional buys. It's like sovereign wealth fund buys. It's countries like Bhutan and El Salvador, and so now that we have all this regulatory clarity, we start to see the ETFs are starting to have massive volume. We're going to cover that as well today, and this is actually what has pushed Ethereum crushing back up to its levels of resistance from previous markets. So I guess the point that I'm trying to make here is that like all these movements is led and driven by big money. It's not small buys from institutional investors DCAing into their portfolio. It's really not that. But I just think about it. You don't. So we used to think that we needed retail. Oh, we need retail to come back in. We need them to buy our bags. No, we don't. We don't actually need them to come back. We want them to be here because we feel like we've found something. Like we found the golden gem. We found the thing. You know, we found something. So we're like, hey, why are you not seeing this? So I think we feel like we need retail to come in, but that's not necessarily the case. What you need is capital. Retail doesn't have capital. Retail's broke. Retail's broke. They don't have the money. So who has the money? The people that have been on Wall Street, the companies, the people that have been building up the capital. They can actually borrow against their assets, which you can't. You have to pay a big interest rate, and you don't have any company stock that you can do some finagling and switching around like all the big money's doing right now. To then, what do you think they're doing? Buying assets. They're just continuing the game and continuing to invest. And so what you have to do is think, okay, how do I do that myself? How do I do that on a small scale in my own family, your business? Because you have to treat your family and your finances and your plan like a business. Like you have like a business plan going forward, and you know exactly when you're going to do stuff. You have a trajectory. You're figuring for risk. You're figuring for everything. This is what you have to do. If you're not, then you are part of the 90% of people that are going to let the system decide all those things for them. Because if you don't have a plan, the system has a plan for you. And guess what it is? It's to keep being in the system and keep getting siphoned. You're a battery. You know The Matrix? You know that movie? It's very important. If you really pay attention to it, it's not necessarily taking it to the extreme of what the Matrix is like. You are going to be turned into a freaking battery, and the machines are going to literally be sucking the energy out of you into a gooey pod, and you're going to be plugged into this artificial reality. If you look at it in a as above, so below, the Matrix is already happening right now. You are being used as a pawn in the system. You have a social security number. If you have a job linked with your social security number, you pay into all this. You're given a debt by the national debt for the country. You are in the system. You're being used as energy and as a pawn. You're a battery. So when Morpheus shows you that the human race has turned from this to this into a battery that is being used. So the Matrix exists. It's not something that is coming. We're already in it. So how do you break out of it? Well, you start to realize, like Neo, that you can manipulate it. You can reprogram. You can run programs, and you can go, whoa, I know jujitsu. And then Morpheus is going to say, show me. And then that's when we start to kick some ass, guys. Let's go. All right. We're starting the show, baby. We're starting the show. That was an unscripted rant for you guys. I hope you're having as bullish of a morning as I am. Okay, let's go. All right, let's get into the meat of the show here. The chart that I want to show you guys is two different charts. One is the ETH dominance chart. Oh my God. Look at the dominance on the weekly for ETH. Look at where the dominance was previously whenever we had those teaser altcoin seasons, We had a lot of the alts looking really strong. They were starting to pump. Some of them were going up 700, 800%. We've used Floki as that example, where Floki went up 1,000%. Pepe went up 1,000%. And this was due because Ethereum dominance was at almost 20%. I think it did. Yeah, it got up to, at one point in the last bull market, it was up 22%, okay? And that was where it, from the beginning of the cycle, it bottomed out exactly at the same point where we bottomed out in April. Because we bottomed out here, and now you can see this is getting a mega recovery, and it's a lot stronger than these candles right here in terms of the dominance on the weekly. So we've had a really, really big shift of sentiment into ETH, and you can see it in the dominance, but then you can also see it in the way that the ETF flows have been happening. And we have explained this for weeks, for months. We've been saying it like a broken record. And while everyone, and this is on, it's not to, I'm kind of patting myself on the back, but also I'm just want to emphasize on the importance of the amount of people that were calling for ETH to be dead, and that it was never going to get back up to all-time highs. It was just going to keep bleeding. It was going to go to $1,000, and everyone's saying, just pivot out of ETH. Just get out of ETH. Saying, oh, the ecosystem is just not going to, it's not, no, blah, blah. Just go to something else. Go to Sui. Go to Solana. Go to whatever. And while everyone was super bearish on ETH, I was contrary, thinking that there's no way. Like, Ethereum is still the second best crypto in terms of market cap size, smart contracts, just the developers. When my mind thinks about it, I'm like, okay, I think about Microsoft and how they just dominated the ecosystem of developers for Microsoft-based MS-DOS programs running in banks and hospitals, and just think about it. That's how you have to think about it. Like, Microsoft is like dominated in terms of like support to be able to just be in every kind of type of business in terms of like just the office, you know, that even just too, like the office work, like all that stuff. Oh my God, just like think about it. And then think about, okay, Apple, they have more of like retail application support where they're like they're really going for like the everyday purchaser, like home computer. And also for the media aspect of it, Apple is very much more like in the digital media aspect, where they have a lot of application support for, you know, just like editing and stuff like that. So it's kind of more like niche in that regard, but still good market share. But at the same, so that's kind of how I think about the market. I loved the example that Raw Paul gave, where he's like, Ethereum is kind of like Microsoft, and Solana and anything that's kind of like compared to Solana, like a Sui or whatever, is like Apple. It's kind of like Apple. So they operate differently, and they have a different type of mission that they're trying to do. So this is why I always thought, like, okay, Ethereum is just going to get picked by the institutions as the second best thing that's against Bitcoin for many different reasons, because these banks and hedge funds and staking, whatever, institutional level staking, ETF, whatever stuff, Ethereum is going to be the chain that they use to build their products. Whether it be through a layer 2, which still supports the case to have ETH be successful as the base layer of all of this DeFi that's going to be happening. So to go back to the point of like me just continuing to stay bullish on ETH, I have to be, because I hold Ethereum meme coins. So I hold Ethereum meme coins, and I want ETH to do well, because if ETH is in the shitter, then the memes are not going to be doing very well. And we saw that across the board whenever ETH went down 63%. Guess what? Alts in general all went down like 90% on average. So with ETH, the strength of ETH, we see the sentiment in alts just in general go up. And now that we're seeing the dominance flip, but with Bitcoin dominance going down and Ethereum dominance going up, we're going to see some interesting things happening over the next couple of months. And I think 80 days is where we're going to see in the next 80 days, we're going to see the craziest volatility I think we've seen in a while. Like basically since before the Trump pump, we're going to see very similar volatility as you can see in these meme coin charts. So when you look at these charts of a lot of the Ethereum memes, I want to keep the focus on just this right now, is because look at the percent, just the things just went haywire. They went up a lot. And you can see like these strong community coins, and I'm highlighting specific ones because of the nature of what the charts look like. I really love these charts. Like if your meme coin that you like has a chart like this just gives you hope, because this all was based on Ethereum's movements. And it wasn't because retail all of a sudden came back in and they loved memes. Retail has not been back in a long time. So who was this? What was doing this? Well, it was the people that were in crypto, the whales. A lot of it being exchanges. Exchanges bought up a lot of supply of ticker Bitcoin and Pepe. All the past year and a half, the exchanges have been buying the crap out of memes. Why? Because they're not stupid. These exchanges know how to make money, and they know what eventually, we've said the retail, what they will end up buying. Retail will end up buying things like ticker Bitcoin, like MOG. If we kind of go down the most popular, memes right now, let's just go by trading volume, which is, so if we go by trading volume and market cap, and we think retail will come back, or even just kind of sniff around and just kind of look at stuff and pull up the apps again, then what are they going to see first? I think that's a good metric to go off of, is to say, okay, what is retail going to look at first and see first whenever they download the app, whatever the app is. If it's Moonshot or if it's like, honestly, I don't think it's going to be Pump. It's not going to be pump.fun. Like the people in crypto that were trenching thought that retail was going to come in and just be like all about Pump Fun. No. Pump Fun was more so going to turn people off of ever coming into crypto, because that will be the quickest way that they could lose $50, $100 in like seconds. And then they're probably not going to come back again. So it has to be kind of like how when retail came in and went in and downloaded Robinhood, that was a level of onboarding that was like never seen before, with retail coming in to start thinking about investing. So what's going to be the app that people are going to download to easily onboard into the top performing coins, whether they're meme coins or layer 2s or DeFi tokens, or just whatever it may be, the blue chips, the old legacy coins, a lot of the new stuff, but whatever is actually performing with good trading volume and can categorize it correctly in a way that won't confuse the hell out of people, and they can make a good, at least educated decision with a little bit of do your own research, and they can start to accumulate the stuff. But what retail's really going to do is they're going to pull up the app, they're going to download the app, it's going to be in the top 3. They're going to type crypto in Google Play Store and the App Store. They're going to see whatever they're going to see first and looks cheap and the price. So they're going to see Bitcoin first, probably. They'll see Bitcoin, they'll see Ethereum, and they're going to go, okay, Bitcoin looks expensive as hell. They're going to go, okay, Bitcoin looks really expensive. It's like 100. It's like it's gonna be, by the time that retail actually will do this, Bitcoin will be over $150,000. So they're gonna go, damn, that's expensive. What's cheaper? Okay, so they're probably gonna see Dogecoin. They're gonna hilariously see SHIB again. SHIB will probably pump like just as hard as it did the last cycle, because they're gonna look at Doge and say, okay, 28 cents. Okay, I can get like, a lot of Doge for $100, but man, I can get a lot more SHIB for $100. Then they're going to go down the line and look at Pepe, and they're going to go, this is hilarious. This is the Pepe frog. I remember the Pepe frog. I've also been seeing Elon post a lot of Pepe memes. Well, I'm going to buy some Pepe because I can get a lot of Pepe. And then they're going to also, I think this could happen too, is Pudgy Penguins is trying to take over. And they're using a lot of marketing. They're funneling a lot of marketing techniques and ideas and all the things. They're just trying to just get everywhere. What they're trying to do is get the penguin in people's heads that don't even know anything about crypto, but eventually they'll learn, okay, there is something that I can invest in, or a token that represents the brand. And that might click with some people, and then they'll go, okay, it's kind of like a Dogecoin, but it's for freaking penguins. And then they'll start to learn about the ecosystem. Then, okay, they see Pingu at the top. They'll buy some Pingu. Looks pretty cheap. It's 3 cents. Cheaper than Doge. It's not cheaper than SHIB, but, you get the idea. This is how retail is going to come into the market, my friends. I really believe this. You think it's going to be some like, they're going to be like really analyzing, like, where should I put my... No, it's going to be the first things that they see. It's the same thing that we did. What did we see first? We probably, 90% of the time, the first things that we saw is what we invested in. First things that I saw was XRP, Cardano, Polkadot. I bought some Stellar Lumens and Ethereum, Bitcoin, like all that stuff was all the things that I saw first. The Dogecoin, that was what was in my radar. That's what I saw the most when I came into the market in 2021. So that's naturally what I ended up purchasing first. Were those things. And then I kind of started to go down the rabbit hole, started to learn about Chainlink, and okay, now that these coins are actually connected with Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum's the smart contracts. There's tokens on Ethereum. Use it, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to get a grasp. But that's if you're just like nerdy and you're really going to start going down the rabbit hole. Like most retail investors are not going to do that. They're just going to say, okay, what's the thing that's in front of me first, and they're gonna chuck some cash at it. I've been doing my part with Ticker Bitcoin, with just like I wear the brand, I wear the shirt, free of charge. That's what's great about meme coins, is that you have like a community and a cult like following, like a guild that is without payment, without anything, with just sheer love of the project. That they're just going to talk about it, shill it, and then it just kind of creates itself. Like it just kind of evolves. People make their own art. People have different derivatives that are based off of it, that is just paying homage to it. There's something special about this thing, like with what meme coins and what the meme community can do. And I think that the memes, in essence, have like a safer chart than some of the VC coins. Some of the VC coins. Yo, we got Julie Kennis in the house. Let's go. Everyone, go to Julie Kennis's channel right now, immediately. We're going to go to her channel right now, and I want you guys to raid her channel and get her up to 2K immediately. She's already passed 1,000. pretty soon she's going to be surpassing me. I mean, she's going to be at like 5K. So speed that process up. Go and check out her stuff. She just had Michael K, which I follow on X. He's part of MetaMask, and he's like the security guy. And yeah, I like his post. It was cool that she had him on recently. Let's see, where was that? Yeah, right there. Yeah, featuring Michael K. So yeah, check that out. That was her most recent stream. But yeah, guys, like the point that I really want to ring home here is that Ethereum just, I feel like Ethereum is basically acting like Bitcoin in its early days. It's going to have some volatility, but I think eventually, like, there's going to be like the more that Bitcoin matured, the more that it started to get attention across the world, and it started to be recognized as a more like hard money and hard asset, appreciating asset. The nature of the economics and the tokenomics behind the project, and the nature of its decentralization, that's not connected to any particular entity or country, so all that stuff about it is really fascinating and strong. But what that is just building up a reputation for big money to start taking it seriously. And this is what is happening with Ethereum. It's like now Ethereum is being taken seriously, and institutions have seen its like track record. They say, okay, like look at the aspect of DeFi, look at the aspect of like the programs that can be built. And so here we are. So it just takes time. Like we have to let it mature. Like we're all so impatient, and we can't even wait, just like a year of consolidation. Like, guess what? Like all these big companies that are dominating the stock market right now in terms of like products and revenue, and, like think about the Amazons and just all those companies that are just generating massive revenue. And look at where they started. Amazon was selling freaking books, and the stock was pretty volatile. But then eventually, if you're willing to hold through the volatility, you're massively rewarded. And it's kind of the nature with crypto. You have to be able to ride the waves of volatility to be able to get the risk to reward at the end of the journey. So but there is a level of intuition, instincts. You do have to pay yourself. You have to, you can't just like, Bitcoin maxes would tell you otherwise. They're like, just, you got to never sell your Bitcoin. You got to hold it forever because it's going to be the money. You could just use your Bitcoin to buy the stuff that you want. So why would you sell it? There's no point to sell it. That's why you don't sell your Bitcoin. There's all the arguments to confuse the shit out of people. But what you have to do is you have to... Do you ever listen to yourself, or just listen to other people? Just freaking listen to everyone else all the time and let them decide what the hell you're going to do? Or are you going to actually have a plan on your own and figure out what the hell you want to do and what your instincts are telling you? Do you ever trust that? Because that's what you have to freaking do. Like, that's the damn point. It's like, okay, you can get your bias from and information from people. I mean, you're getting it from me right now, but this is all based off of my research and my instincts. A lot of what I say is just like I'm just telling you what I feel and my instincts and my intuition of where I think things are going. And because I stare at these charts every day, I listen to all these people, or I'm observing these people. I don't listen to a lot of them. But it's just like how if I were that person to just listen to everything and just believe what everyone is saying, I would have freaking thought Ethereum was never going to come back, and institutions are not going to buy it, and I should just sell all my ETH and not be bullish ETH memes in the Ethereum ecosystem if I were to have been that person. But guess what? You trust your freaking instincts, and then you're led to a conclusion that's probably more right than listening to some freaking pro PFP on Twitter. Has no idea what they're talking about. And probably just posted that while they were sitting on the toilet. Ugh. So, trust yourself and have a plan. Please. That is the best advice I could give is just you gotta trust yourself and have a plan. And sometimes that plan you might have to pivot. You might have to make some adjustments. Maybe the thing that you're in has not been performing as well, or it's just been there's no sauce behind it. Then you might have to figure something out, because that is the case for some people where they're like, and this is with people that didn't have any Bitcoin. They were all alts and no Bitcoin, and they were like, why does my portfolio look like crap? Well, it's because you were all memes. Or you were not all memes, but you were all alts. You are like all alts, and you're like, why is my portfolio down? It's because you're all alts. It's a highly risky portfolio to be like all alts. What I had was I had like 50% Bitcoin and 50% alts. Like that's kind of where my ratio was. And I ended up selling a lot of my Bitcoin, not around the not around the top, but like at least it was like, close to it, but it's not the top for this cycle, but at least for our like mega run that we've seen, I sold a lot of my Bitcoin. But I did it for a specific reason. But I had profits. I made profits. My average cost was good. My average cost was good. So, and the way that I think about Bitcoin is like, look, at the end of the day, like if Bitcoin is going to be a massive store value for the world, and it's going to go to $1 million per coin, if we can buy a whole Bitcoin with our altcoin profits and get an average price of $200K. Still, I'm willing to hold a $200K Bitcoin until it gets to $1 million. Why not? Just think about it as like a crypto savings account, So for me, I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that, because I'm still going to buy Bitcoin. I'm probably will buy Bitcoin's top perpetually, forever. Who cares? Because if you just DCA, then that's a good strategy as well. But yeah, like I ended up having to make a choice, like with my portfolio, when I was thinking, okay, what do I do? Like I have have these things that I need to take care of, and what's something that I would feel more comfortable selling here in the short term. And so I made the choice. I was like, well, I don't feel any emotion selling my BTC. But when I started to think about selling my ticker Bitcoin or my Pepe or my XYO or like these like alts, I was like, I felt sick. I was like, because I know that it's too early. In my instincts and in my freaking bones, inside my marrow, I'm like, it is too early. There's no freaking way that I'm going to sell these things right now. No way. It's like I felt like I was going to puke. So I had to make the choice. I was like, I will accumulate BTC again. No big deal. But there's no freaking way I'm selling my memes right now. I'd have to be a freaking insane person, because of the nature of what I just explained about ETH adoption all in the beginning of this live stream. We got an obvious downtrend of BTC dominance we've been talking about. Bitcoin's been literally in a bull market going up, like crushing all-time highs since the ETF. And now, what's the focus with institutional money, where the capital is? It's not retail money, it's institutional money. It's Ethereum. It's the Ethereum crystal, baby. that floats cities. You should know that reference. If you don't, figure it out. You should know where the Ethereum name even came from to begin with. It can make entire cities float. Same as I'm hurting right now because kids' school semester starting in August. Yeah, the summer's been pretty intense, but we've been surviving and we've been thriving. We did all the summer camps in the beginning of the summer, but then this is kind of the last stretch where it's like there's no more summer camps. It's just, basically, daddy summer camp. So we've just been, we've been figuring stuff out, but it's been fun. But yeah, my daughter goes back to school in the first week of September. So she's in like the private school time frame. So everything is delayed. Everything is like a month after public. So, but yeah. But I hope everyone is doing well. Like, and shout out to everyone who's watching on X, who's watching on YouTube. I haven't checked the numbers. I'd love to have like the actual number count. For some reason, they don't offer a widget where I can get like a true count of how many people are watching, unless I just haven't found it yet. But let's see. Let's go. We got 71 people on X. We have one person on Twitch. There's always one person on Twitch. I always stream because, like, here's the thing. Like, I shoot this thing out everywhere. I believe that. Don't ever let me say that ever again. If I say that again, drop a piano on my head. But I stream to Rumble, Twitch, YouTube, X. I was even trying to test at the same time streaming to TikTok, so streaming to 7 different platforms. But I mean, I think that's the right idea, right? You never know. All of a sudden, a bunch of people on Rumble decide to be bullish crypto, and they're like, "Who do I go to watch?" And then they see that I have like 1 million live streams on there and videos and stuff like that, and you just never know. And then I become the next Russell Brand live stream on Rumble. You just never know. You never know. You have to believe in something. You have to believe. But what I've been doing is pushing on the TikTok. I've been making shorts. I don't know if you guys have noticed or even used TikTok, but I know some of the Ticker Bitcoin community, they've been pretty bullish TikTok because they saw Morad really grinding on TikTok. And we'll actually, speaking of Morad, we'll talk about how he just went on Pawn Talk with Blue. Pawn Talk has been getting really popular recently and getting a lot of traction. It is a poo community friendly podcast. I think recently had guests of the likes of David Goggstein and also now with Morad. So this one got it's interesting. We were talking about metrics in the Ticker Bitcoin Telegram, and I was like, yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, like a lot of the Twitter people, NFT communities, just all the niche communities that are in crypto. I mean, they're basically on X. Like it's mainly on X. So I've compared the metrics where, if you're posting a video on X about the same thing, you do literally post it at the same time and watch it marinate. Like, and check back on the metrics in about a week. X has triple the numbers than the YouTube. It's crazy. Like triple the numbers. So, but yeah. So Morad was on. I didn't watch this whole thing. I got to go back and like I got to like actually like watch the whole thing. I was just watching like some clips. I was able to kind of pop in and out, but so I got to go back and actually watch it. But yeah, it was cool that he had more add-ons. So we'll get a little bit more info, and we appreciate Blue's work, and also we appreciate the grind. He's been working out and trying to like, you know, he's like, look, I'm on camera more. I want to look good. I want to feel good. He's like, yeah, just like I like that he's grinding. You know, that's always a good motivation for other people. Is like, you know, they see that you're putting in the effort to either lose weight, or, you know, maybe you just have like maybe some habits that you're just like, I just want to like, I want to get a little bit better. I want to like cut back on all the little things. And honestly, working out and putting your focus on that is a good catalyst and way that you can kind of get your head right. And it could start so simple as just like going on a little run. Just, you know, maybe you're just like, oh my God, I don't want to work out today. But you went in and you looked at the weights. Maybe you lifted it one time. You're like, yeah. And you put it back down. You're like, okay, I lifted it one time. And it's if you just keep consistent. It doesn't have to be like these mega like, I'm going to go work out for 2 hours and blast myself and just be like this, you know, mega soldier. No, it's just like you got to be steady. And the thing about being steady, it's the same thing with the crypto portfolio, you know? It's like you got to be steady. It's steady accumulation, you know? It's not about the big giant wins, you know, like in trying to, you know, do this CrossFit bullshit. It's really about the cross country, you know, race through the cycles, you know? That's what it's about. And you start to learn a lot about yourself during those points, and you really learn how to have learn how to allocate your portfolios through all these ebbs and flows of the market, and you learn where all the money starts to flow. And you start to really learn about how strong these communities can really be. And you got to remember the original community was Bitcoin. You know, it was Bitcoin on the forums, you know, and then that turned into a global phenomenon. So I think that the people's Bitcoin, the ticker Bitcoin, I really truly believe this. It's becoming one of those things where it's like the people's Bitcoin. It's like, imagine missing Bitcoin twice. I mean, God, imagine how you'll feel. I will not be that person. I will not be that person, chat. And look, I'm not gonna come here and tell you that I'm some meme genius, or that like, oh, you know, like, look, here's the thing. I've made really stupid moves in the past with memes, but because of this, I feel like I've gained enough battle scars and have customized some really interesting armor in the forge that is made with dragon scales and the blood of the bears through the process. I think I figured it out. Because look at how many times I could have like really capitalized on low sentiment in the market and then high sentiment in the market, all based off of ETH. Literally all based off of ETH, off the momentum of ETH. That's just with just 4 coins. That's 4 coins. I mean, there's a few more charts that have this type of momentum here, but these are the best examples. Ticker Bitcoin, Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, 10 Inu, Pepe, Mog, Wojak. You could even go as far as saying Bobo had that very similar connection to ETH and the momentum and the sentiment, but I would say not as many times as those other coins. But this coin though is the same. It's the same. It's been out the same amount of time. It was created around the same time. But it's acting very similar. But the ticker Bitcoin chart, I think, has the best chart ever because you can just see these peaks. It's like boom, 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 all-time high, all-time high. It's I call it the bullish megaphone channel. It's like a megaphone channel where it's like, even if we start to bing bong around in this area, in this channel, I'm okay with that. The ultimate goal. See, the thing about these meme coins is that they have a specific goal. So the thing that Morad, talks about. And see, the thing, I don't hold Bobo. I've never held Bobo. I've sold Wojak and have held Wojak at different points. So, and I've never held Mog. But I understand that the chart's bullish. And I think the Bobo chart's bullish. But I don't really know like the deep lore and backstories of any of like, say, Mog or Bobo, but I connect these three specific coins together because I discovered them at the exact same time. Like I discovered Pepe and then Wojak at the same time. Like Pepe and Wojak was released literally in the same week or 2 weeks. It was like the same freaking time. And I remember that excitement. It was the same year and the same time that I finally got on crypto Twitter. Like I was never really on crypto Twitter. I went to YouTube first, and then I eventually was realizing, like, I was like, oh, all the crypto people and the NFT people are on Twitter. And so then once that happened, that was when like the floodgates just opened, and I was like, oh, okay, this is where like the things are happening, quote, early. And that's what led me into Ticker Bitcoin. So it was just kind of like this, like, so all these coins were around the same time. Because look, Mog, 2 years, 1 day, 2 years ago. Bobo was 2 years, 2 months. Pepe was 2 years, 3 months. So that was the one. So remember, Pepe was the one that started the catalyst. And then you got 2 years, 2 months. So Bitcoin, actually, Ticker Bitcoin, is the closest meme created counter to Pepe. So I give it its credit. I give the credit to the website. Like when I went to the website for the first time, I thought to myself, this coin is either going to take over and be one of the most popular memes after everything is said and done. Because at the time, you got to think, meme after meme after meme was just starting to come out, and it was like, it was getting saturated, and we thought it was saturated back then. Now look at it. I mean, look at the pumps. Look at the pump funds and the bonks and the Flash project and the Flash, Flash in the pan coins. Now it's like even more. But I'm like, good. Keep it coming, because guess what? It is a way for people to learn that you just got to go back to the basics. You just got to go back to the basics. And you have to figure out what is really going to actually be multi-cycle. And I was like, this thing is either going to completely dominate or it's going to go to zero. I'm more on the side that it's going to dominate and not go to zero. I think it has a chance to be multi-cycle. And if I went down the line, I think Pepe has a very good chance to be multi-cycle. These other ones, I don't know. I don't have that same type of conviction that I do with the ticker. And this is of my own doing. This is the thing. It's like I don't have anyone convincing me. I don't have anyone convincing me that this is the case, And here's the thing. Headband's asking, when Dano explore new tokens and protocols? Never. Because you know what? We obviously have now learned that even during all of the new tokens and new launches, guess what ends up pumping the most? XRP. So you start to ask yourself, I could have just bought XRP this whole time. I could have just DCA'd into all these old coins that everyone was telling me all are old coins. Don't focus on them. They're old coins. I'm like, the fuck? Like, I don't. And what are you talking about? I do talk about new protocols. I've just been keeping it real simple, you know? Like I want to do a service. I want to be a service to the crypto community. I don't want to be that typical influencer that's like, look at it's like, no, I freaking know from experience that I don't want to be that freaking influencer that's like, check out blah, 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 Neo Saka blah. Like, I don't care what the hell it is. I don't care. It's like, that's always like, because I've seen that. All the YouTube influencers, the KOLs, the whatever, they have the video where they're like this. And it's like, new protocol just came out with all the things and it's the best thing ever. And I'm like, no, it's not. Your video will be irrelevant when it just bled into Bitcoin. You had one chance to sell it before the VC unlock. And then there you go. You get dumped on your head. So this is why I end up going back to old stuff and kind of looking at a chart that has some history on it, because then with the history, you can start to think, okay, like, is this something that I even want to really be in at all? Like AVAX is a good example where it's like I'm bullish neutral AVAX because it's at least in all of the momentum of the market being bullish, and we went into some bear territory, but it was able to hold up pretty strong. Does it have a chance to get back up to all-time highs? I mean, it looks like it according to volume, the RSI, looking at the weekly. But you do this with a lot of coins. But this is from the previous cycle, 2021. And Sui is new, but so Sui is new, and we've covered Sui. We think Sui can probably top out. I think in this cycle, probably at like our call was $10. I think if we're really bullish and it's following up in this channel, I think it's safe to say that Sui could get to like $10 to $12. Sui could easily get to like $10 to $12. You can see the nature of the accumulation here is like really strong. It's just like uptrend. Had a bit of a Wyckoff accumulation here. You can see it right here. And we've pointed this out too. If your altcoin has gone through Wyckoff and then has broken back up to the line here, like the resistance line, you're in a good territory. You're in a good coin. I don't care what it is. If institutions and money is flowing in, remember, it's not retail. This is all institutions and exchanges and people who are in crypto, who have been in crypto. And if this is happening, then that means it's being bought. They ran it up and they're just reaccumulating. And if you can see this in the chart, this right here, this means your coin they're wanting to run it up again. They're going to run it up to a new all-time high based off Wyckoff. They did it with Bitcoin. They've done it with Sol. They've done it with Ethereum. They're doing it with all of these coins and big projects, and it's just so they can redistribute and make sure that they're getting another great entry, and then they're going to run that B up. So just be prepared. just be prepared. And smash up the like button if you agree. And thank you guys for being here on a Monday. It's a fine Monday. We are super bullish. We worked out. We have coffee and no food. And it's 11:55. So if you're wondering why I am a little bit extra, that is why. Eric Espino says, I think ADA might be close to doing an XRP and going up. This might be the one to DCA. Yeah, let's check Cardano. We're kind of on we've just been on the fence about Cardano for a long time. I would say I got discouraged. I got discouraged with Cardano, being a Cardano holder for as long as I was, I tried, Charles. I tried to use your ecosystem. It's bad. And then when I started using Solana, I was like, this is so much better. What is happening? And so that's just the truth. And so I'm sorry. I even think Ethereum is better. Yeah, I'll pay the freaking gas. At least I can use it. So that's just the honest truth. I even have a better experience on Pulse Chain. As much as Pulse Chain gets a bad rap of being a scam chain, I've been able to do faster DeFi and all the stuff that you're supposed to be able to do very easily, even bridging over. But then the moment I tried to download the Daedalus wallet, it took like 7 years to download the wallet. I bet it's still trying to download the main wallet for Cardano. And I'm like, what is going on? And then it's okay. You got the NAMI wallet. Sweet. But in terms of like as much of the hope that there was just going to be so much craziness DeFi action that's going to crush Ethereum, that never happened from 2021. And it was just like kind of a nightmare for people that were Cardano holders that were really hoping it was going to smash up into $5. Remember, everyone was calling $5 Cardano. Some people were like $10. BitBoy was like, this thing's going to Cardano to $20. It's like smart contracts and all the stuff is just going to blow the lid off. And so as a unsuspecting new, greenhorn of crypto, I was DCAing Cardano from January 2021, basically all the way up to the top. I had an average price in buy-in, I think, was like freaking 60 cents. And my dumb butt was like, I'm part of the Cardano community. I'm a Cardano holder now. Well, guess what? Look what happened. It went into the ground. So you had to learn these hard lessons of altcoins. And this was one that took a long time, just like XRP. So if you want to make the case, okay, this could have the XRP breakout, it's very well possible because it has been beat down. You got the Cardano holders in shambles still. They're having to be like, it's almost just like being an XRP holder. Can it break through the purple box? Now, this is where we hit resistance last time. This is why we have this box marked. Can it break through the purple box? If it can break through, then I can then I have some hope. I have some hope. Now with XRP, we're going to put XRP in its place right now because all these XRP holders are like, it's going to go to $700,000. It's going to be $700,000 per XRP. All the TikTok videos and the Instagram people on XRP army, they're just like out of control with those price calls. All right, so we want to be realistic with XRP. Now, look, if you see this on the weekly, you could actually see there is a trend. There is a trend. Look. there's a trend. Okay. There's a trend. There's even a bottom trend here. Bit of a chance, if you're going off the wicks, but I'll go off the candle bodies, we'll just say candle body here, candle body there. Bit of a channel. Now, if you were looking at this and you compared it to the other channel that I showed you as SUI, this is very interesting, because if you look at SUI, it's at the middle range of the channel. So it went and did this accumulation. It's the middle range of the channel. So then the target, it's at like, that's why my target's at $12. You look at XRP and you look at this weekly channel, you're like, wait a second, this is at like the top of the damn channel. So could we get an XRP breakout to hit the fib? It's possible, 100%, but we just broke the all-time high, and according to the trend line up here, we did this, and then, XRP could, you could get completely smacked, and XRP goes right back down in here, based off of this technical analysis right now. But we also could get surprised and go to the price call that I've been calling for XRP. This is my price target for XRP, and I think it's going to cool off. It's my opinion, personal opinion. We're going to hit the 1.618 at $4.82 per XRP, which if we did that from right here, that is a 34% move to the upside. Now, for this to happen, we got to look at the 4 hour, and we got to see how the nature of this pump right here. We got a double top here right at the trend. Look, we got a double top on the 4 hour. Boom, boom, and it's right on it hit right on that trend line. So I just want to point that out, that there is a bearish case and a bullish case. The bullish case is we break to the fib. That's the fib level 1.618. So that's a that's bullish case scenario. Bearish case is that look, they got they got the pump back up to the level. We got to watch it. We got to watch for that $2.75 right here, which would be a 23% move to the downside. So we just got to watch out for that and just kind of weigh the options. You have to understand that if you're buying something at a very much high valued market cap, where not that long ago, and Headband was really, actually, I'll give Headband massive credit for basically calling XRP at its lows and saying, hey, something's going on with XRP, and it was at 36 cents. So, you don't think that XRP is going to cool off now that it's went up 600%? You don't think it's going to cool off? I would be sadly mistaken. That's all I got to say. That's what I just don't see how they're not going to sell this thing right now. But $4.82 is my bullish calls for all you XRP army people before you start freaking screaming at me and be like, the fibs have been really good. The Fibonacci extensions have been hitting. They've been hitting. So if that's the case, then I'll give it to you. But if you believe in XRP and it goes down to $2.71, then hey, then buy it all there all you want to. I'm buying the memes. I've made my choice. I'm buying Ethereum, and I'm going to hold Ethereum like Bitcoin. I'm going to probably move it around and DeFi it and do all the things with it. Same when I start to buy more Bitcoin, I'll probably figure out ways to make my Bitcoin grow and not trade it. I already made that mistake. You got to be like a ninja when you're trying to trade your Bitcoin and not get too overzealous, because you'll end up just losing it all. So we have to believe in something. You have to have conviction. What are you going to have conviction on? Well, if you can have the ability to hold, like what we explained with the memes here, whatever it is, it could be Bobo for you, it could be Mog, Pepe, Ticker Bitcoin, it could be these memes. We'll go back to the list here, but here's the deal, like we're going to be convinced to buy all these freaking VC vaporware coins, just like Morad explained. And Morad explained this in a more articulate way, the thing that a lot of us were already thinking. We were like, wait a second, these VC coins are BS. And honestly, we don't get a fair entry in the coin at all. But the meme coins, you get multiple fair entries to get into the damn coin. Look, here you go. Here's Ticker Bitcoin where you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different freaking times to get into the freaking coin. Whilst like all the VC coins, it's like, yeah, I got about like a few times. That's it. Maybe one. All right, so Eric is wanting to check out Bonk, so we'll check out Bonk. And honestly, like, you guys remember, if you've been watching the live stream long enough, you'd realize that we had charted Bonk a while ago, and we have been charting Bonk, and we gave it its respect as being one of the first bullish airdrops that Solana did. And we remember we saw Bonk on Orca's liquidity pools and new tokens way before it was like in the spotlight. And it makes you think, like, if you could be that early, just imagine what a couple $100 would do, and just patience, because now you can see the strength of this thing came back hard. Look at the Wyckoff on the daily. Look at the daily and the weekly of Bonk. And I explained to you guys how if your coin is doing Wyckoff, that means whales are buying it. That means the institution are buying it. That means they're just running the play of Wyckoff on this freaking thing. I've been seeing this everywhere. So just expect Bonk to possibly pull another 81% move to the upside and have some mega movements here. Like, for real. Like, it's actually looking really good. And yeah, it's looking good. It's up 6% on the day. Let's look and see actually what coins are up right now in terms of the alts that we're following. We got Pingu is up 17%. That thing is crushing it. We had a really nice trade in on Pingu, and we moved around a little too much on it, and we could have just kept our entry. But yeah, I think we still can get an entry in that thing. I think we could still do well. Caspa is up 14%. You can see Caspa actually, we weren't noticing this, but now this is also going through Wyckoff. You can see it ran up to a high, then ran down to the low, went to test in a W pattern, went down to test previous support again, and now it's going to hit back up to probably 19 cents and chop around until it can break into new all-time highs, which would signal altcoin season. And if you look at the overall trend on Caspa right now, and I pulled this trend line going up, that would lead right exactly into that level. Exactly. So if you're looking at this and you're watching this live stream right now, I am calling right now for a 42-cent Caspa October this year, because the nature of the Wyckoff. The nature of the Wyckoff here, and you can see that it's currently sitting in support of the breakout of the purple box. So you can do this easy TA. This is easy technical analysis. But it took me a little while to finally just kind of narrow it all down. I was doing too much on charts, I think, before, and now it's just easy. Just go to the weekly and just look at the momentum. See how the institutions are accumulating, selling, and redistributing the chart in a way that can bring the coins back up to all-time highs. You can't run them, because here's the thing. Imagine, you run the thing up right here. You run it up all the way there. It's probably going to crash really hard and potentially even go lower to like to here. Could even go lower to here if it got ran up too hard. So I think what the nature of a healthy chart will do is that does redistribution. It hits into previous support and then shows strength of getting up a little bit more. But then we see that there are traders, there's exchanges that are using this to their advantage as well. And then that's how they're able to do this. Look, it's crazy. It's crazy. But what coins are doing it? Look, Radium's doing it. Jupiter's doing it. I'm not. Look. You can look. Oh my God! I can't explain this in any other simpler way for you guys to understand what is happening here. Solana is doing the same thing. Wyckoff in a cup and handle pattern for a breakout to go to $1,000. This is another thing that's happening right now with the alts. One of the other ones that's doing this is Aave. Aave is doing this. Breakout to $777 right here. Cup and handle. Okay. So this whole time we had not pulled up the Bitcoin chart, and now we're going to show you the nature of where we're at in the cycle. Okay, so here's the movements of the banana zones from previous cycles in 2017. 413%, 442% on that cycle top. From here to here, 472% from 2021, 2020. And now from here, you'd expect from the bottom of the channel to go up 417% on average, which would lead us to the top of the box here being at $314,000 per Bitcoin. Now, why did I say we have 80 days left? Well, it's based off of this particular chart where we go off of a particular metric from... Yes, I will. So we're going off of previous cycles of halvings where the peak, like the peak price, happens 530 days on average. So we are now 80 days, move the day. We are now, 77 days away. I thought it was 80, but so it's give or take 77, 80 days away from that particular number. Because we did the days from here to here, and this is when we had the halving. This is when we had the halving, was in April 2024, around the 22nd or the 23rd. You pull the measure, and if you want to do this, you use the measure. You go on TradingView and you see this measure. You see this measure. Click there, and then go on the date from April 2024. Pull it into 530 days average. That brings us into October. Now, instead of listening to everyone's price targets and then, because a lot of these price targets are from really smart people that are on the news. They're on these panels. They're on these, and they're going on podcasts. They're saying all this stuff, and you're not understanding why. You're like, where is this number even coming from? But what I've done is I've eliminated the confusion, and I've just went off of the previous runs and have done the charting and the reasoning myself to understand this is where those numbers are coming from and why we would end up in these Fibonacci extension levels in this particular run. And I go off of this chart. And this, we could be leading into over $200,000 per Bitcoin by October. Where do you think ETH is going to be? Well, look at the dominance. This is where it all starts to play out and make sense. it starts to make a little bit more sense now. ETH dominance is going up. Bitcoin dominance is going down. We have the dollar is going down and trending down in a channel that we've been talking about for a while, that we think the dollar is going to end up at like 92. It's going to end up at like 94 and basically in the area of where we had the last the last bull market. Look what happened when we were in the last bull market. This is the nature of what is happening right now. And risk is on. No one wants to be in the dollar right now. Risk is on. If you're not in assets and investing, your dollar is losing value. So there you go. ETH BTC ratio also signaled it's time for alts to freaking pump. We said that the V-shaped recovery is happening, and the 786 is the key of where this ratio is going to show us that it's freaking game on. It's freaking game on. So this is why I felt okay with selling some of my Bitcoin and keeping my alts, because for the first time in a long time, since freaking 2020, we are bouncing off of support of the ETH BTC ratio. So my friends, I want you to understand this. I want you to study this. I want you to come to your own conclusions, and I want you to succeed. And I want you to understand that all it takes is some conviction, some time, some patience, and holding, and we can just literally go back to basics. Just go back to the basics. This industry is still so new, and we think we've been here for 20 years. It's not the case. It's been 5. Get over yourself. Get ready to be in here for another 5. Where are you going? What else do you have? What else do you have to do? What do you think is happening here? You need to be in crypto for the next 15, 20 years. It's only been 5. What are you so impatient for? I think it's hilarious when people say, "Oh, this is my last cycle." I'm like, good luck. I'm like, good luck. I mean, what are you talking about? Like, now more than ever, you got to realize that the only way out is through investing. It's the only way. People will make you think, "Oh, it's from hard work. Pull your bootstraps up and work hard. Keep working all those hours." No, you got to work smarter. It's like the technology and the things that we have available to us now. It's not about the length of time you're working. It's about what you can get done in those amount of times. Can you be more efficient than the next person? Then it doesn't matter. Then you're working smarter. You're not working harder. You're just being more efficient. So what is the way that you can be more efficient with your actual money? Then you have to invest it. So that's how the system, the matrix, will make you feel like you got to like, "Oh, I work 75 hours a week." Okay. What the hell did you get done in those 75 hours? Like, it's so funny. It's hilarious. I'm like, cool. Okay, cool. 75 hours. So what did you do? What did you get done? You just get paid a paycheck? Okay, cool. That's great. Gotta go fast. Gotta blast. But it's just like, come on, guys. Like, don't let the system convince you that you need to be a hard worker. No, you need to be a smart worker. You need to not get bamboozled by the system. Now, it's tongue in cheek. I'm being funny, but there's truth in it, you know? It's kind of like everyone wants to figure out a way to not work as much and get more money. What who in the right mind as a human is like, yeah, I want to work more as I get older. I want to keep working more. Like, I want to just keep increasing those out. No, you want more time with your family. You want more time with your relationships, with life. Okay? Because that's what's important at the end of the day. That's what's important at the end of the day. And it all comes down to it. It's the Linkin Park song. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I had too far to lose it all. It doesn't even matter. Come on, sing it. Yo, yo, yo. One thing, I don't know why. Oh, we're having too much fun now. We're having too much fun. All right. Shout out to everyone who's watching. We're having way too much fun. We got 224 people on X. You guys are just being blessed with the alpha right now. It's funny. People are always like, "Where's the alpha? Where's the next 100X?" I'm like, "Did you look at Floki? I mean, yeah. Did you even look at the old memes? Are you too focused on the trenches right now?" I love Linkin Park. I love old Linkin Park. My favorite Linkin Park album of all time is Reanimation. Reanimation is like, that is my favorite. I love that type of genre where it's like hip hop, rock, like industrial, like beats with electronics, synth, and like screaming, like mashup, 9 Inch Nails-y kind of stuff. I love that. That is my favorite. So it's like that album is just that perfect mashup of like distorted guitars and heavy samples. I love it. I just love it. That's my favorite. Something like comes alive inside me when I hear that type of stuff. I like it. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys like Reanimation as well, if you're familiar with that one. I actually have it on vinyl, and it's one of my favorite vinyls. I like popping that on, getting a good workout in. Okay, so recently I put on the Sproto. I had a Sproto deriv that was given to me by Headband, and when I was in the Telegram, everyone was like, "What are you doing? Just put on the Sproto." And I was like, I don't own one. I don't have one yet. I'm going to buy one. I don't have a top 5 NFT in, like, because here's the thing. I think if you do want to really have true exposure into the space, you got to have like a top 5 NFT. Top 10, whatever you want to, I think there's plenty of great collections. But honestly, I'm not the person to like consult with NFTs. I think Headband probably has a better scope of NFT projects, low cap stuff, like low entry stuff, but also like the popular stuff. So consult Headband if you want to know more about NFTs. But I was encouraged to just be, I was like, I don't want to put on a profile picture of something I don't own. And they were like, just right click. They were like, right click and save. It's okay. You can do it. And so I picked this guy because he kind of reminds me of me. He has these spectacles on, and he looks pretty even keeled, but looks like he's about 2 seconds away from going on a massive rant. So I I like this guy. I like how he looks. But also, I think it was hilarious at the same time that I put him on, and I'm like, I want to buy this one. He disappears from the timeline, or from Magic Eden. I'm like, what the hell happened? Like someone just bought him. They should have bought him immediately. So I might be out of luck. I'll have to find another one that is fairly similar, unless you guys can help me find him. But there was this guy. He also has some spectacles on, but he's got this like, he's like, I'm gonna sip my coffee and tea. Yeah, no, I that's kind of how my live streams are, and that I think that's probably my edge, is that I'm about like, I will always be seconds away from a rant, which is what you want. I mean, that's what Alex Jones got famous for. You know, he has a script. He's got the I got the documents. We have the documents. And but the best clips from Alex Jones and the InfoWars and that show for years was just when Alex was just start going, those demons, they're he just starts just going insane and scream. I mean, those are the best. It's just the best. It's the best. But honestly, the funniest clip of all time of Alex Jones is when he was on Joe Rogan. He was like, Joe, I gotta be honest, I'm a little retarded. He's like, let me explain to you something. I'm kind of retarded. And then just like Joey Diaz, was it Joey? Not Joey Diaz. It was who I can't remember who was there as the fighter. We're dying laughing. I remember I was watching that when it aired too, and I was just cracking up. I was like, that's the funniest thing that Alex Jones has ever said. So funny. All right, can we get this live stream to 20 likes? That would be great. I think we could get this live stream to 20 likes. Okay, we got some Sprotos tagging us in a post. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's go. All right, we're going to highlight YXJ. What's your actual name? What can I call you so I don't have to say YXJ? What can I refer to you as? Because we actually interact with each other like pretty frequently on here. Okay. Due to being traitless, a Sproto Gremlin's worth can't be exploited by rarity, but the historical mark its bearer has made in the space. So, or easily just a buyer's taste, a holder building their identity and at the same time carving CT lore onto the worn Sproto is the grind. Yaji. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Yeah, so that's an interesting take, because yes, it's kind of like obviously, like I know the CryptoPunks and a lot of the big collections, they have traits, and then there's the rarity traits, and then it kind of how things get categorized and put up in the front or whatever the sought after traits are. And what's interesting is that could actually kind of hinder and devalue some of the lower traits of a specific collection. And then you get a probably lower cost entry into specific ones. But when it comes to the Sprotos, it's really just kind of like any of these Sprotos could end up valued at a crazy amount. I mean, this one, for instance, it's not listed, but if it gets listed, someone who's a super like Andy Warhol, abstract, Picasso type person, they'll freaking spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on this thing. Because it's got that specific feel to it. And then say, hey, okay, these have a trait to it. It's the ears. So then it could be niched into the Sprotos that the ones that have the ears will go for a little bit more than, say, the ones that have red eyes. I know. Then you got all the ones that have red eyes. I mean, but it's not traded. It's not listed as a trait. It's just Look, and then you got this one, starry-eyed. This one I like. I like this one because it has that trait where it's like this. I've been attracted to the ones that have the arm because I've been told like that's kind of how I stand. Like I'll stand like this. So I've been, and I really like the ones that have like it looks like they're like wearing a charm or like an amulet of some sort, like a Sproto amulet. Like they're wearing a Sprotogram amulet. But I like the starry eyes. I like the glazy eyes. Like the glazy eyes, there's not a lot of them that have like the glazy eyes. And this dude is just cheeky as hell. I mean, that is a cheeky dude. That is a cheeky guy. This one is very cheeky, and I just like how happy he looks. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of the more light Sproto. Like the happiness, the joy that this one is portraying. It's got this little top hat. Not very many have a little topper like this. So this is kind of how you can analyze any collection. You can be like, oh, that one's got the thing, that one's got the something on it, and you just start collecting. And you start to become a collector of fine art that is in the space. And I'll reference Raul Paul again. As many times as I have referenced Raul Paul and have tried to get his attention to come on my stream, the bastard goes on Thread Guy's stream instead. And I'm like, Thread Guy didn't... I was telling you what, my friends. This will end. Shit will end. I will be recognized, and I will get these freaking people on my live stream, damn it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. As many times as I've said banana zone and pulled up and referenced Raul Paul, son of a gun. All right. But yeah, he is putting a lot of emphasis on you gotta be a collector of the fine art. It's like the culture. It's like you are participating in the bleeding edge of culture, buying up some of these collections. Some of them might hit, some of them might not, but you're at least getting exposure. So if there was any project that I would be interested in spending thousands of dollars on a JPEG, 100% I would pick the Sprotos. Now, if you go into Magic Eden and you look at the floor of some of these projects, I mean, you got the Miladies at 2.7 ETH. You got and what's interesting is like the Mutant Apes are pretty low compared to the Bored Apes, which is at 12 ETH. So I mean, if you're into the apes and you think the apes are gonna kind of come back, pretty decent entry. And then same with the little Pudgies is kind of like if you can't get a Pudgy, which is at 16 ETH floor, at $40,000 a Pudgy, you can get one for like 6,000, 7,000. But in terms of floor, Doodles is at 1 ETH. I remember the Azukis back in 2022. Was it 2022 or 2023? These were really... These went up to... What was the max? What was the all-time high of these? Because I know these were hitting the scene pretty hard as well. You NFT people have to remind me. But then you got the derivs. You got like, where's the honey badgers? Where are those guys? Yeah, we got. I mean, yeah, this is pretty low entry. You know, 1 Sol. I think the floor, right? Yeah. So you got honey badgers. This is on Sol. You have let's see. What is? Yeah, I'd be watching Ethereum NFTs. Maybe even start your own NFT collection. We have an NFT collection that we're going to probably rehash. I've only mentioned, I don't really talk about it very much, and it's on, none of them are actually even listed for sale. So even if you wanted to buy one, I don't think you can right now. But let's show you. Oh, okay, wait. Oh, so honey badgers. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the honey bastards. That's what it. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. There's honey badgers on Sol, but then there's the honey bastards on ETH. This is the other one. But and then headband. I mentioned headband. If you want to kind of get a little scope and like get into the NFT trenches, consult headband. He'll point you out to some projects. But yeah, this kind of reminds me of your Sui stuff. Because you have like these like gators, or like the Sui gators, or what is it? And there's like the Sui lords, or what is it? You'll have to remind me. This kind of reminds me of that. It's very similar. But I would totally get one that has like a skateboard or something like that, like a skateboard trait. Yeah, like this one. Oh, and that's not bad for 340. Sui puppets, that's what it is. Yeah, Sui puppets. Yeah, Sui puppets. I didn't know I was gonna start talking about a bunch of NFTs. I'm like, NFTs are back. Let's go. NFTs are back. Udi Rottingheimer made a funny post, though. He was like, the moment the trenchers said NFTs were back, Bitcoin, the market crashed. It was like the moment that people were like, NFTs are coming back, and then it's like the market just crashes. You know, it didn't crash, though. I'm just kidding, but it did go down and consolidate. A Dooney? Do I need to look at Dooney now? Dude, I have no exposure into NFTs. None. No exposure. But my first exposure will be a Sproto. So you said a Dooney. So wait, so a Dooney. Where is that? Where would I be searching for? Oh, is that for does Magic Eden does it not have Sui as a selection? Okay, yeah. So Magic Eden, you can look at Solana, Bitcoin, ETH base. So the Ape Chain Abstract, Bear Chain. Is that? Oh, that's a testnet. Monad. You can do Avalanche. Arbitrum, Say. So I wonder, yeah, so you could get some NFTs on the Say blockchain. And then you have BNB. And Polygon was actually my first chain that I got into for NFTs, and it was with this project called the Billionaire Zombies Club, and it was kind of like a play off of the punks and the mutant apes, or the zombie apes, or whatever. Like it was kind of like a play off of that. Okay, supply total and holder distribution. I prefer smaller supply with a high distribution. This is from Sprotogram. Okay, so if I wanted to go by volume, highest volume right now, or sales. Let's say in the past 30 days, who has had the most volume? So the most volume and sales have been the Pudgy Penguins. Second is Crypto Punks. And then we got the Bored Apes. We got Pudgies. We got the Mutant Apes. We got Azuki, Moonbirds, Milady Maker, Doodles. Okay. And then so in terms of the volume though, so where would the Sprotos be? Is it not in the list? Oh, that is. Okay, 55. Okay. So pretty good. So it's kind of like right in the middle. In the top 100, the Sprotos are right in the middle. Up 11%. Let's see the top offer. The floor price right now is 0.94. Top offer 0.86. 24-hour volume is 14.9 ETH. 24-hour sales have been 17 of them. And the market cap is 12 mil listed, 94 listed with only 3,329 of the supply. And we have 1,423 owners. Interesting. Okay. I really like this guy. I really like this guy. You know, if there was any time I would post a donation address, would be to post a donation address in ETH to help me buy this Sproto, and I would keep it. I would keep it forever, and I would make it my profile picture. Because this guy, he just looks so happy. I would like to get that guy. I would like to get that guy. That's a fun looking guy. That one or the one that has the like, I'm gonna drink some tea. Or this dude. I like that guy. That guy's cool too, but he's a little pricey. This dude though, great price. Looks amazing. No, I've never really been that person that wants to post up donation addresses. All right. We have almost... Have I seen Doonies yet? No, I haven't. So can you link me? Can you link me where I can... Because I'll pull it up on stream. Because since we were talking about NFTs, I would like to... I would like to see it. Like I said, guys, I am not like super big on NFTs, but I respect them. Like I respect that. What am I doing? What was I just doing? The heck was I just doing? What was I just doing there? Oh yeah. ETH BTC ratio, guys. I'm telling you, it's just magic. All right. Wanted to see what's trending. We didn't have much like anything crazy to talk about. I mean, it's like there's all the acts, all the Stablecoin Act, the Genius Act, the Clarity Act, the Meme Coin Act. Everything is passed, you know. But really, what is kind of the topic of discussion here is Jerome Powell going to resign, or is he going to finish out his term and play ball with the Trump administration so that he can look better going out and have a clear plan with the Trump administration to be like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to cut the rates, might cut a little aggressively on this first run here in July. The FOMC meeting actually is on the it's on the 24th. Oh my gosh. It's this month. It's on the it's literally in 9 days. Oh my gosh. It's on the 30th. Sorry, not the 23rd. It's the 30th. And the market is saying 95% chance they do not cut the rates. They just will keep them the same. There is a 55% chance in September that they will cut it 25 basis points. Now, I have this theory that the market's been front running that they're going to probably cut it 25 because it's only a 4.7% chance that they'll cut it 25 basis points. But look, there might be some massive there's been put some massive pressure. What if this changes over the next 9 days that we are going to get a 25 basis point cut in this particular meeting? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. But I think we're going to get a couple cuts. We're going to get probably 3 cuts by the end of the year. But everything kind of it will get front run a little bit for this. But then also the implications of it in terms of what is going to be happening next year. It's going to I think the real implications of this will be happening quarter 1 and 2 of next year. Like, for instance, the real estate market. The real estate market, you are going to be able to get if this is the thing, if you actually are going to want to buy property and don't get a mortgage, buy it cash. If you got cash and you can buy land and maybe it has a good structure on it. I don't know. Maybe the setup, whatever it is. But yeah, don't get a freaking mortgage because guess what? You might be able to get the property that you want for like $100,000 less because the market for real estate isn't at the bottom yet. It will be at the bottom, probably close towards the end of the year to quarter 1 of next year because that's when the market will start to even out and get actually repriced into true market value. And it's going to be interesting. So this is going to be one of the things I think is coming down the pipe with whenever we do get all these cuts and we get the interest rates and all the things adjusted, interest rates for borrowing. It's going to be interesting. I know I keep saying interesting, but it really is. All right, Tradeport, Doonies. So you can get these for 32 SUI floor price. Now this is SUI. Now is this SUI specific Tradeport? Tradeport, is this just SUI specific? Oh yeah, I saw you. Oh, okay, yeah. I did see these. Yeah, I saw you posted something about these. So I did see these. I didn't connect the name with the project or with the actual NFT. So Doonies also has a skateboard trait as well. Okay, so here's the traits because you can have like a hat, you got some lenses, different mouth, different shades, cat eyes. With the cat eyes. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty clean. Oh, you're saying most holders are skateboarders is what you're saying. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I can see. Okay. All right, well let's see what else is happening on Tradeport. What else we got? Okay, so Doonies. Okay, so Doonies is, let's see, market cap. Popkins, Prime Machine. Okay, so Doonies is like in the top like 10, top 15. Floors 32, so okay. And then volume, who's got the most volume right now? Is that the most? Potato Land. Okay. This is obviously like some kind of NFT game. Potato Finance. Okay. The leading DeFi app aggregator and wallet manager on Sui, built to equip you with powerful tools to thrive. Okay, sold out. Potato Land has been fully claimed. Every single plot. So let's see what are the plots for? What are the plots for? All right, so probably some kind of gamified ecosystem with land. This is reminding me of something. What was that DeFi that had like where it was like it was land. Oh God, please guys help me. This was like what was it? There was like there was a few platforms. It was DeFi gamified like land aspects, but it was like inside of a like in an application, and it was like you were and it was like staking and farming rewards. This seems like it's similar. So it's like you're like if you hold the NFT, then you can like use it for farming inside of the ecosystem, something like that. I don't know, but I can't freaking remember. There's been so many damn things. But have we been streaming for 2 hours? What is wrong with us? Have we been streaming for 2 hours? We've lost our minds. I think we were having too much fun. We're having way too much fun. But I think we're just determined to get 20 likes. Like if we can just get 20 likes, we'll be good to go. We'll be good to go. And also we've had 300 people on X. I mean, why would we stop now? Why would we stop now? We've broken down the entire market analysis and macro thesis for why you should just be in crypto in general, and don't be a pansy and say, oh, it's my last cycle. While it's like everyone is like making a lot of money and building companies and staying in crypto. Like, I don't know, you could get hired by a crypto company. You could start working in crypto. Oh my God. Chart your chart. Sorry, what chart? Sorry. SDI bit. Sorry, I forgot. You were distracting me. You asked me to do like 7 things. What is this though? Where is it? Is it on trade? Can I look at it on TradingView? What am I looking at here? SD. Is that going to be on like Deck Screener? Okay. This is a start digging and stop it. Why? Why headband? What is this? What is this? Okay, 67% of the supply has been burned. 32% is in one wallet. The bubble maps, let's see. You're ridiculous. Okay. Did you try to get me to pull up the most ridiculous stuff. Well, on the daily here, this candle looks terrible. It ran up to this all-time high, and then it just did a nice little 44% dump. See, I just can't do it. I can't do it, headband. I can't do it. I just can't freaking do it, man. I can't freaking do it. I just can't go into these trench tokens or the new tokens or launches, and I just can't do it. I didn't even like look, everyone was like, because I've done it. I've like, okay, I bought PayPay. Like I was like, cool, bullish PayPay. But then I'm like, what am I doing here? I like ticker Bitcoin. I like Pepe. I like Wojak better than all of these other coins. Why am I not just holding what I freaking like? Okay, so I just can't. I gotta keep it simple for myself. Every time I feel like I'm gonna buy something, this new thing, I'm like, no. I need more tickets. I need more freaking tickets. I can't watch Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, Tenedo go to $1 and think that I bought freaking, I don't know. I don't want to put any like meme on blast, but Rado or something like, oh yeah, someone convinced me like, oh Rado. Get yourself some rat. And then the same thing with this. Look, the Balkan dwarf Kekik came back and was like, hey, I'm dancing in front of your screen. You want to buy me? And I'm like, no, I don't want to. I'm going to scream at you. Get off my freaking timeline now. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say the ticker is freaking Bitcoin. What am I buying today? I'm buying the ticker. I'm buying Bitcoin. That's what I'm freaking buying, damn it. I'm tired of all this. I'm tired of this nonsense. As you can see, in the 2-hour mark of me in the live stream, it all ends with the ticker. But jeez. I'm tired of this. So is Aerodrome a good horse? Okay, so all right. Aerodrome is, I think, in terms of the base chain, a lot of action is happening on Aerodrome. Aerodrome on the base chain has the most liquidity. Where's the biggest liquidity pool set up in terms of volume on the base chain? I believe it's Brett. Brett has $3.6 million in trading volume on Aerodrome with the liquidity pool that's set up on Aerodrome. But then there's also the liquidity pool that has been set up on Uniswap version 3, which is the chart that we've looked at more so with Brett. But if you look, there's also this one as well, which has 4.6 million in liquidity. Is the Aerodrome. We've charted this one as well. So I guess the point is that Aerodrome, it's got a lot of liquidity. It's testing up into a pretty decent trend channel here. If you're looking at it on the from its bottom, it's really testing up into an upward momentum channel. If you look at daily, look a little different. The daily chart actually looks fairly bullish as well. Funny enough, the Aerodrome chart looks like the Bobo chart. Look, It kind of looks like or where's a chart that it kind of looked very similar. Of these like peaks, and then it's testing up into. But yeah, all right. Eric Espino says he's got to head out. We appreciate you coming in, and Borod 2, thank you for the first super chat in like weeks. Oh my god, let's go. This is the first super chat in weeks. Gosh, I just want to celebrate you. Let's celebrate you. You're amazing. Let's go. We'd made it a goal one of the last live streams. Like, can we get 5 super chats? And people were like, it's crickets. But yeah, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. It'll go to a good cause. But yeah, I think Aerodrome's a good horse. I mean, it's got good liquidity. It's where the most of the liquidity is on Base. So if you believe in the Base chain and you think Base is going to, kill it back up into those all-time highs, I mean, that's 135% move to the upside just on the token itself. And then not to mention, like what we just pointed out, is the 2 liquidity pools that are like hot with Brett right now. One of them being on Aerodrome. So pretty interesting there. Anyone else want something charted? I think we're probably past the limit now. But since we've had so many people tuning in, super bullish on crypto today, especially for the X algorithm. And if you're watching on X right now, say hello. And I really I love this. I think the thing that I like about the Sproto collection is that it is just such a recognizable color scheme and collection of pictures. Because, like, for instance, you start getting rated. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, that's good. I really want this Sproto. All right, guys, I'm putting up a donation address. Help Dano finally purchase his first major NFT, the Sproto. The Sproto with the... Love it. But yeah, we just seeing these guys, these little cheeky Sprotos, these little blue creatures, it just makes everyone so curious as to what the hell just happened to their timeline because they started getting raided by these little blue creatures. I love this, yeah. And all the Sprotos, we're all big soldiers. We're big soldiers, and they're very supportive too. Like, it's really amazing. They without me having to really ask them to do it. I mean, I've went into the Telegram and they say, hey guys, I do live stream and I freaking talk about the ticker like all the time. Maybe come in and raid the hell out of it, but that's about as far as I go. So all of this reposting and bullishness is from their own doing because they're just super cool. And they're super cool, supportive. They are inspiring the holders to just create, be creative, feel like they're a part of something, and that's kind of I guess the name of the game, you know. It's really, I think that's what meme coins really do the best, and that's what I think a lot of these crypto projects could learn from these meme coins and the NFT communities is that you can create a army of forever supporters if you just build incentive around the holders in the community and the token. That's the at the end of the day, it's you could have the fastest tech, you could have the whatever it is that is the hot topic thing. And at the end of the day, if you can't get people to buy your token, what the hell's the point? What's the point? If you can't get people to buy the token, what's the point? Yeah, shout out to Red Kev. Yeah, shout out to Red Kev. I think that's that's actually the Red Kev Sproto. I see once I actually have a Sproto, I will then finally just make that Sproto in all different types of versions. Like I will make this one into a freaking buff Sproto with the. I just have to actually legitimately own it. You know, I can't be a fraud. Like what I feel like right now. I lost. I don't even know what the hell happened to the one I right-clicked and saved. Someone probably bought it immediately, trying to make me look like a damn fool. Borat is asking, can the price of Pepe go up enough to drop another zero? Of course, yeah. I mean, I think Pepe is destined to become the Doge of this cycle, and we've explained this a bunch of times. And like, people don't want to listen; they just want to keep gambling on the trenches or these new meme coins. And it's just like how Doge acted last cycle. You know, it did have a big push. I think more so than Elon. You know, Elon was a big factor, but it was more so the Reddit community, like the Doge Reddit community, the Wall Street Bets community, the run on Wall Street, the whole thing that was happening with GME and GameStop and AMC. This is what actually kind of led people into Dogecoin. It wasn't just Elon. It was a big push. And so I think Pepe, it could potentially be that this cycle. Now, why am I saying this? I think the whales have just been signaling this. The whales have been signaling this. It's in that similar channel, like what a lot of these coins have been doing. Like look, we showed you Sui is in a type of bullish channel like this as well, of accumulation, and with the target being up about $12. You look at the same way that the whales are accumulating and looking at Pepe as the meme carrier torch, like the torch bearer for all memes. If Pepe can't pump, nothing's pumping. If Pepe can't continue to survive and Pepe just went to zero, what makes you think that what signaled for memes to be great again? It was Pepe. What actually signaled for us to be bullish on memes again? It was Pepe. What do I think might be the in-game tokens for this particular cycle? Well, it's the ones that were all created around the same freaking time. Was Ticker Bitcoin, Pepe, Wojak, a lot of them being pretty like OG, I would say blue chip now meme coins. But with Pepe, I think it has a chance to get to a $40 billion market cap, getting up to all-time high peaks. Why do I think that? Well, Dogecoin, if we're going to compare it to Dogecoin, the market cap all-time high for Dogecoin was 73 billion. The chart of Dogecoin comparative to Pepe, if you were going to add Doge on here, I hope I did that right. Did I do that right? Yeah. I'm going to make sure that you guys can see this clearly. Okay. Make this line really thick. this orange, this line, this pink line is Dogecoin. Look at how it's trading along with Pepe. This is very, very fascinating. Let me go back. We'll look at Doge. Look at Doge. I think with Doge breaking new all-time highs, getting up to $1, it's going to be so interesting to see Dogecoin at $1, ticker Bitcoin at $1, and Pepe at a $40 billion market cap. It's all possible. We just have to have some freaking patience. We just have to have some patience is all. Look at the weekly charts. Look at the weekly charts and don't overcomplicate it. Don't let CT convince you that you need to get into the next 100x, the next blah, 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 the next this, the next that. You can literally go back to the freaking basics. To the freaking basics. Go back to the freaking basics, my friends, because look, here's Shib. Hyro saying Shiba is next. I look at the breakouts that happen out of these descending wedges. Give me a freaking break, my friends. All right. I think we've covered enough. Very much an altcoin focused live stream, and also very much focused on Ethereum in the beginning. If you want to catch all of the info, if you missed it, if you came in halfway through, a quarter through, at the very end, I really encourage you guys to go back and watch the live stream, because in all of this and the rants and all the things, there is some golden nugget info that can, I think, really benefit you guys for staying in the market, continuing to like sharpen your skills, your plan, figure out what your strategy is. Like, just, you got to start working on this stuff and still be in this market. Be in the market. Figure out what's going to be multi-cycle. Narrow your coins down to like 10 coins. You don't need 15. You don't need 20. You don't need exposure into every single freaking thing that comes across your plate. I suggest doing what we're doing. We keep it freaking simple. It's like 10 coins. And you will, I think, dominate and just get better and better. I want all of us to succeed in some type of way, whatever your strategy is, because you could be holding completely different coins than I am, but I want you to succeed. And I want you to learn from these things that you're doing and from what you're holding, so then you can get better. That's why we have this live stream. This is why we have this channel. This is why we continue to come here every day and talk about crypto. Because I think this is going to be the freaking, this is the place to be. This is the place to be, and I feel it. I feel it in my soul. There's a reason why I continue to come here. It's because there's something special is happening here. And I want to be a part of it. So with that, my friends, have a fantastic Monday. If you would like me to live stream again today, it would be cool if you just rated my X account. You just go to my X account, you go to my profile, and just post a bunch of memes saying that I should live stream again. And then maybe we'll do a second live stream for the day, just for funsies. All right. We love every single one of you. Thank you so much to all the people that have tuned in today on YouTube, on X. You guys are awesome. Like, I think we're got up there for the numbers on X. We have 341 people watching on X. So you guys are amazing. Shout out to the Sproto community and the Ticker Bitcoin community. Shout out to Headband. Shout out to Hyro. Shout out to Barad too for sending the first super chat in the past couple weeks. Was his first super chat. So let's keep that trend going. Let's get some more super chats in there. But yeah, shout out to Eric Espino. Shout out to all the people that were in the live stream today. Julie Kennis. Check out Julie Kennis's channel. We'll have her on our live stream here pretty soon. Wheeze Bernie, Shibman, JK, GK, Don Cabrera, Mr. Casely. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And yep. Here is a word from our non-sponsor.
This token is the end game. It's the shitcoin of shitcoin. I mean, imagine telling your coworker you're quitting because Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and you coin. Boom! Imagine the media reporting on Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and you. Ticker is Bitcoin, breaking 1 billion market cap. Now, unless you hate money, go ahead and visit
hposni.com.
Hey everyone. Trick that I found fascinating. So 41% of the people that have been watching this channel and actually liking the channel and the content have not subscribed. 41% of you, but I will say 58% of you subscribed. Amazing. You guys are doing awesome. But I want to say that the people that are not subscribed yet, please, won't you consider subscribing to the channel and joining the Dojo crew where we are educating ourselves. We're in the markets every single day. We're live streaming Monday through Friday, and we're also posting content on a daily basis that is keeping up with these cryptocurrency markets. And this is where the money is flowing right now, guys. So if you want to get these updates and you want to be ahead of the game, I suggest you start subscribing and dinging the bell to be notified whenever I go live and post content, because you do not want to miss it.